All right. Hey, listen, just wanted to do a quick recording. This is in honor of Black History Month, and it's from a book I've been rereading um, called the Success Choice: Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. And it struck me I guess probably last April. I went to see the author speak at University of Pennsylvania, and it really just blew me away. Some of the statistics that was quoting, and I work with everybody, but I just I wanted to get some of this stuff out, because most of these things I want to share with you are universal. Is really about how you think. Is one of the messages that we try to get across to our clients, and so because money is green, but I find a lot of people are still caught up in go to school, get your education, get a good job, buy a portfolio of diversified mutual funds, and you'll be okay. And I'm here to tell you folks that is one way to do it, but it may not be the most effective. It doesn't actually really work, all right? And so I'm trying to be nice. But what happens is, let's talk about this. So I'm going to run through this quickly. I'll probably put this this paper, I just did it in Word real quick. So what I try to do is, if I see something good, and this is a lesson, you got to learn how to study and learn how to read stuff. Most people will read financial books or read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I'll ask them questions about it. Well, I kind of finished it, and they don't really, dig into the lesson. So you've got to study this stuff. This is probably my third reading. And now what I do is I try to, take notes on it and type up key points, and then I try to teach it, do a class on it, share it with clients or what have you, because, I listened to Jim Rohn say a long time ago, he said, if you want to master something, if you want to get good at something, you have to do three things. You have to practice, you have to study, and you have to teach. And so, whether it comes with the sports, whether it's, teaching Bible study, whatever, one of the things that we don't talk about, especially in the African American community, is money. It's the lack of, or I need a better job, but they don't really understand wealth principles, especially in middle America. So let's talk about the 9 disciplines of Black millionaires from Dr Kimbro's book, The Wealth Choice. So I suggest you go out and do not let the sun set on you, as somebody told me one time. After you hear this, that you go to Amazon and order that book. So the common traits of the Black wealthy. Okay, and what he did, he surveyed people and just, distilled what were their core common beliefs. And so what you want to do is see if how your belief system match up to this. So one, they have a relentless commitment. 2 common traits just from the get-go. They have a relentless commitment to lifelong learning. Do I need to say more? I mean, you have to. It's not what you learn in school. Most of the stuff that you need to know to win, you won't learn in school. You've got to learn out there. You've got to learn by modeling. You've got to learn by networking with successful people, getting mentors, if it's real estate investing or business, marketing, whatever. 2, they have a tenacity of purpose, tightly crafted goals with the discipline to meet them. If you've got a goal and you don't have an action plan behind it, it's not really a goal, it's a wish. It's a daydream, And I was talking to somebody and said, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Now, really? All right, well, show me, which is fine, you can do that, but show me the game plan. They're talking about hitting the lottery or something, And so you have to, my sister calls me the party pooper, because if you tell me a goal, then I'm going to make you break that down. Oh, Curtis, I want to be in business. How much money you want to make? Oh, I want to make $100,000. Okay, well, that's $8,000 a month. And all right, how much does your product sell for? Oh, it sells for $1,000. Well, you need 8 of those at least a month, and that's just gross, to generate $8,000 a month, you need $8,133 to be exact. But let's say, just say 8,000. You need to sell 8 of those a month to generate $100,000 in sales. And so the question is, where are your customers? What do you need? You got to break it down. Okay, so you got to be focused. Okay, discipline one. You got to be passionate, and you got to focus on your unique strengths. Not you're trying to strengthen your weaknesses, but what are your unique abilities? You got to develop a clear and delineated goals. The wealthy have discovered a cause, a consuming, almost obsessive purpose that drives them to do, to grow, and to expand. And see, it's got to be bigger than money. See, money is not big enough a goal for you to go through the crap you have to go through to win. All right. And so I've always said you got to be a crusader, or you've got to be involved in something that's bigger than you, that drives you, that causes you to get up in the morning, that causes you to wake up at 3 o'clock because you're so eaten up with winning and your thing and being successful. You can't sleep because you can't wait to get to work, or can't wait to get to the office. You can't wait to go talk to people because you're that excited. How do you feel? Is that how you feel about what you do? Discipline number two, they're autonomous and independent. They have a deep need for internal control, and they're highly motivated self-starters. See, most people are, this is my little commentary, are work processors, not work creators. And if you're going to win, if you're going to be, because see, most of these people, and according to his book, 80% of these people are business owners, and the other 30%, I don't know how that comes to 110, but basically that people that make it are real, by and large, business owners and real estate investors. So they're not people with jobs. All right, you can't get there with a job. Just so you know, as your only job, you can have a job, but you need to do something on the side, real estate or what have you. It's a formula I heard from a mentor, Jim Rohn. Wages make you a living, profits make you a fortune. But you've got to have an internal clock that drives you in what Tony Robbins calls personal power, where you have the ability to get yourself to take action without people telling you get up out of bed, doing what you have to do, or going. When I say work processor, most people go to work. People say, well, look, I'll ask people, have you ever thought about having your own business? No, what do they say? I need guaranteed money. Okay. And so here's only what I know about a job. You can get fired for one or two reasons, any reason or no reason at all. So that's, in my mind, that's very risky. But what happens is they don't know how to work. They need somebody to tell them what to do. Whereas if you're in business, you've got to make stuff happen. All right. Discipline three is they're industrious. They have a strong work ethic. And what did I say before? They have a bias for action. What is the one feature that translates prosperity into abundance? Hard work. You can always, they say, work your way out of, I see I missed a spell error in there, but you can always work your way out of poverty and failure. Okay, you can work your way out of it. The key from what I call moving from poverty to at least subsistence, I'll do another talk on what I call the prosperity ladder, is work. You have to work. You have to submit to somebody else's discipline to get a paycheck, and then from the paycheck you learn to start saving. Okay, and that will move you out of poverty. You can work any job and live within your means. Discipline four, creativity and innovation. You got to recognize the power of ideas. See, the world is full of people, ideas, and money. And a good idea doesn't care who has it. You just have to get yourself the ability to take action, and that's powerful. Discipline number five: never consider the possibility of failure. Failure, they don't see winners win, okay? And so they don't see failure as, oh, I failed. Failure is just a way I found out that it don't work this way, and let me figure out how to do it a different way. So it's just feedback to give them the ability to correct their course. But they don't doubt because they have passionate goals, right? So it goes back to the goal thing here. You've got to have a course that you're moving towards, that you're passionate about. Okay. See, so many people fail to increase their earnings. So here's discipline number 6, is they have an inquisitive, strong desire to know. I've always been that way. I like to know stuff. I like to know how stuff works. Quick to absorb new information. So one of the things when I'm training people, and people that are that work with me know this. If I recommend the book to you, or if you're my client listening to this, and if I call you back within 72 hours, you damn well better have it, okay? And have read it, started reading it, and if it's like under 150 pages, you should have finished it, okay? What else? Don't get me started. But you've got to know stuff. You've got to absorb information quickly and then try to apply it. See, people fail to increase their earnings because they don't make financial literacy a priority. See, financial literacy, I'm going to do all the talk on that. But according to the Nielsen Wire, a global leader in consumer insights, African American households spend more than 7 hours each day, 40% more than the overall population, and 9 times the average of black millionaires watching television. Okay? The wealthy, however, read nearly 2 books per month. And that, I'm sure that's a minimum. All right? And the genre, mostly history, biographies, money management, basically any subject or topic that might provide advice, useful information, or cautionary tales. If you wish to be wealthy, you must study the acquisition of wealth. Discipline number 7, strong sales skills. Sales is not a 4-letter word. Millionaires not only openly engage in the sales process, they embrace the activity. Why? Because selling is a process, and it's the effective way, an efficient way to increase your earnings. And in short, sales equals income. See, your income is in direct proportion to the value that you bring to the marketplace. And so many people come out of school and I have this MBA and this and that. But see, there's 2 sides of the fence, folks. You're either in sales or you're in sales support. So everybody wants to be a manager of this or project manager of that. But you understand you are a cost, okay? Because if nobody is generating revenue, there's nobody to pay your check, okay? Because nobody gets paid unless somebody sells something or revenue takes place. So if you're on the revenue generating side, so it amazes me. People say, well, I've been out of work, 6 months, a year. Anytime I don't have a job, I don't want a job, but the thing is, anytime I've ever gotten a job, it's never taken me longer than 3 weeks to find one. Because I can sell, okay? Because everybody's got something, some product, service, or whatever that they need to get out there to the public so they can generate new revenue. So you need to learn that skill if you don't have it. See, because let me tell you what I think. Because y'all think selling is trying to convince people, knocking on doors. This is what you picture in your mind, knocking on doors, especially black people, okay? And this is to be clear, because this is a Black History Month, right? But most people feel this way, actually. But it's knocking on doors, trying to convince people to buy something they don't want or need. All right? So here is a definition of selling. I got this from Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach, and this is really perfect, the definition of selling. One time I did a talk to these 300 business owners doing a marketing talk, and I said, how do y'all feel about selling? How do y'all like selling? And they said only about 20% of hands up in a room full of business owners now, not regular people, all right? And I said, well, what about the other 80% of you? What business, how do you make money? Somebody's got to sell something. How are you going to be, how the hell you think you get paid, okay? So you've got to sell something. But here's the definition of sales that I use, is getting someone intellectually engaged in a future result that is good for them, and getting them emotionally commit to take action to achieve that result. What result? Something that's good for them. You just got to educate people and show them a way to get what they want, okay? And see, so if you don't know how to do that, and you all sell all the time. Have you ever been on a date? You've ever been married? You sold, okay? and because it's a process, and so you can all do this, and so you just have to hone that skill and not not be afraid of that, because that is what is going to take you from the top to the bottom. And the eighth is savings. See, they're thrifty and frugal in nature. So all that stuff you see with the bling bling, they don't do that stuff, okay? And so what happens is because savings is the first step to prosperity and abundance. More than talent, intellect, education, skill, the habit of saving is the key to amassing a fortune. Philosophy of the wealthy versus the poor: the rich invest money and spend what's left, and the poor spend money and invest what's left. So the first rule of wealth is what? Pay yourself first. You must learn to save and budget if you hope to join the ranks of those who boast seven figures. Here's the key, and this again, I'm quoting, this is from Dr. Kimbro's book. Few individuals know how to utilize their earnings properly. For example, U.S. credit card debt is at an all-time high, $60 billion, and the average family owner is more than 7,000. 89% of the U.S. population operates on less than 4 paychecks from disaster, and nearly one half of all African Americans will retire on less than $900 a month. But see, think about this: if you make, oh my goodness, but see, the thing is, if you make what do we stick to? We should do. If you make $40,000 a year, you're going to earn, $1.6 million over your working lifetime. And so, see, because the problem is that not that you need more money, is that we don't properly manage the money that's coming into our house. And one of the things, this is a shameless plug, but one of the things that my practice is built around is we have a service called our Money Organizer Plan, because I realize, see, people think the key to winning is picking out winning investments, but the truth is most people give most of their money away, and so we call it wealth transfer. Most people transfer the majority of their wealth away to people that create the situations, control the outcomes, so that they profit off of us not really understanding the money game. And so you've got to pay yourself first, but in order to do that, you've got to get control of your cash flow. And we think it's better to focus on the efficiency of money rather than just taking more risks, like what Wall Street and wherever else wants you to do, because they make money off of fees, and whether they make money whether the markets go up or down. So you can't get caught up in that game. You've got to be in control. And Discipline 9 is the spirituality, gospel of wealth, where the Black millionaires draw the inspiration from a close personal relationship with their Creator and the belief that the Almighty has a plan for their life. Okay, because see, poverty is a mentality. You can be broke. Okay, broke is a temporary cash flow situation. All right, but poverty is in your spirit, so you can't let yourself. That's how you get into generational wealth. You get into a lot of dependence. We're bred dependence on governments, which is the main one, but on other things, and you've got to have an independent spirit. Okay, and so you need to have a relationship with your Creator, that you understand that you are great and you are meant for great things. And lastly, for a group of people, this is right out of the book, this is really powerful, that you really should start with this. For a group of people that have been in this country for 400 years, okay, we Black Americans have yet to claim our divine inheritance. Rather than combat any and all economic barriers to wealth and prosperity, we are unconsciously bred to think of ourselves as victims. See, there's certain organizations that I always say are in the victim business, and so they want you to think you're a victim because, they don't. If you're not a victim, they don't have a business model. Okay, even though they're nonprofits, and so they're quick to point fingers, heap blame, and on any outside cause that has kept us stuck in poverty. When we relish the habit of living on marginal income, spending beyond our means, spurring the need to save, embracing the need to impress others, forsaking basic education, justifying an existence with an endless cycle of debt and liabilities. We don't even realize that we reinforce and strengthen these conceptions surrounding lack, limit, and our ability to foster and preserve wealth. The first law of wealth, this is the beginning of the book, is that wealth begins in the mind and ends in the purse. So hopefully you got this little, I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but this little lesson. This is Curtis May from Practical Wealth Advisors. Just wanted to put this out there. It was on my mind. I wanted to get it out there. Give us a call. Go to, if you would like a free report we have on eliminating losing financial strategies, you can go to our little site called curtismay.weebly.com, or you can shoot me an email at kurtmay@gmail.com. Have a great day.